The article I'm using for this rumor is We Got This Covered, so that's dubious in and of itself because We Got This Covered doesn't have the best reputation. Their source is scooper Mikey Sutton of Geekosity. He has a bit more respect with his veracity of tips than We Got This Covered, but this is still all a rumor category, has not been confirmed. But it's that J.J. Abrams is going to do another Justice League movie, but it's going to be a multiversal Justice League farther down the line, once this Multiverse or whatever, these movies outside of the Snyderverse that are coming from DC, pick up steam and get more established, the goal is to have them lead up into another Justice League that will take different versions of DC heroes from throughout the multiverse and unite them. That's the basic gist of the story, of the scoop that Mikey Sutton's putting out there and We Got This Covered is reporting on. And that J.J. Abrams Superman movie, the reboot he's working on with Ta-Nehisi Coates, that could serve as a lead-in to the Justice League, this other Justice League. And, like I said, this is all a rumor, but I think it does make sense. I mean, I think that, the powers that be at WB and AT&T, they do still want to have, a franchise going, even if they want to abandon the Snyderverse, right? So it makes sense that they would want to have another team up. And they would have to, give it a lot of time between the Snyder Cut, right? For fans to be ready for it, right? Like if they announced this movie today, J.J. Abrams is doing a Justice League movie. I don't think it would go over well with people because, the Snyder Cut just came. And that's a different part of, DC that a lot of fans want and still, are hoping that Warner Brothers will continue, but Warner Brothers doesn't want to. It would just there would be a huge backlash if there was an official announcement of J.J. Abrams doing another Justice League movie today. Especially, because Walter Hamada and J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves with his Batman movie and, the Flash movie that Andy Muschietti's doing, they still have to, prove themselves in the eyes not only of DC fans, but the general public. And they know that. That's why, I think they have a lot of plans, but they haven't revealed all of them yet because, it's not the right time. And plus, why announce this movie if you're making it before all these other movies have come out? Aquaman 2 still has to come out. Wonder Woman 3 still has to come out. The J.J. Abrams Superman movie has to come out and people have to like it first before you use that J.J. Abrams Superman to be in a new Justice League movie. With the new Supergirl they announced. And, whoever they're keeping from the Snyderverse. Like, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman, Ezra Miller's Flash. And new characters that they might be making. Maybe they'll put Robert Pattinson's Batman in it. But again, like I was saying, this is a rumor. Now, it's important to note, Mikey Sutton is one of the pro-Snyderverse people. And when he reports on this stuff, he does have kind of a spin on it or a bias that anything that isn't the Snyder... This is my interpretation. I'm sure he might disagree. That anything DC's doing that isn't the Snyderverse is not going to work. That it's going to fail. I've read some of his articles recently, that are pro-Snyderverse and rumors. They have that slant. And, I don't necessarily agree with him. I think it'd be great if the Snyderverse continued, but I don't think that it is impossible for DC movies to be successful if they are not part of the Snyderverse. Because I think that as long as a movie is good, it doesn't matter. If the J.J. Abrams Superman movie comes out and it's good, then that'll be enough to work. Fans will embrace it. Same with the Flash movie, right? If the Flash movie reboots or soft relaunches the DCEU and it's a good movie, that will work. Same with a Matt Reeves Batman movie. If that's outside of the Snyderverse, and I think it is, if that's a good movie, that will succeed. Joker with Joaquin Phoenix was outside of the Snyderverse. That was successful. But I understand. It's the timing of when all this news is coming out. The wounds are still fresh from people in the Snyderverse. Fans who still wanted to continue and who are getting the gist. The news from Warner Brothers that they do not want to continue it, right? So there's a lot of bruised emotions. And a lot of people are still upset. People who worked on Zack Snyder's version of Justice League are still, giving interviews, trashing Joss Whedon's Justice League, even though it's kind of all over and done with, right? You know, Joss Whedon's Justice League came out in 2017. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the real appropriate Justice League, just came out this year. It would seem like that would provide a lot of closure for a lot of people, but I guess it hasn't, because people are still talking about how horrible the situation was for them to go through. Chris Terrio, Ray Fisher, Zack Snyder might do an article, you know, tomorrow talking about how terrible it was for him. So, you know, Warner Brothers, they do have a challenge ahead of them. You know, there's still a backlash, resentment towards these non-Snyderverse movies that are coming out. James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, there are a lot of people are trashing it online. I feel because it is not a Snyderverse production. But also, you know, a lot of people didn't like that first trailer. I have to be fair. So, you know, if J.J. Abrams is doing another Justice League movie, a multiversal Justice League that is not part of the Snyderverse, he and Warner Brothers do have a lot of work cut out for them. But I do believe that it can work if these other non-Snyderverse movies they're doing are good. And if they lay the groundwork, the foundation to have these other movies connect to each other in a way that works. And I hope these executives understand that they have to do that. Fingers crossed. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.